Yes, people, what's happening? Nice one for coming back to the Fuse UK. It's much appreciated as always. Tonight we've got a special guest on the show. Had a great career in MMA. Was meant to be fighting on BKFC Wembley. He's going to explain to us now on the podcast why that never happened and that. But here he is, Tony the Rhino. Giles, what's happening, bro? You good?
Hey, what's happening, my man? You good?
Yeah, I'm all good, mate. How are you?
Well, I'm all cool. I'm a lot calmer today than yesterday. I'd
Yeah.
like to start by saying I'm a professional fighter. I've been for years, and it wasn't a very professional way to go around things. But as I say, not professional but effective, because I got an answer immediately. And whatever happens, me and Terry Brazier will be locking horns very shortly.
Yeah. Before we get into that, mate, I was wondering if we could start by telling us what happened at the BKFC. You wanted to share a few things with us about when the
Yeah,
first
so
happened.
so I got signed for the BKFC. It's a new organisation, as I say, first bare knuckle professional fight that I had coming up. The reason that I'm so passionate about it is that I'm a person. If I give my word, yeah, that is it. All right. I mean, my beliefs is everything, yeah, and my belief in giving my word, I've got to stick to it. But Dave Fieldman and Bobby Gunn, I spoke to basically before it got turned professional, yeah, and they told me about coming onto the show. So I given my word, Bobby Gunn and Dave, that as soon as my MMA career was finished, yeah, I would go full steam ahead into this. And then it's like grew into like one of the biggest ground sports of the day, you know. And the first London show they did put me on. I got right down to the last. I had a bit of an injury halfway through it on my ankle. Yeah, didn't care. Said whatever happens, gun my word of fighting on the show. So the opponent, whatever happened, got changed at the last minute. I went to the press conference, went to the weigh-in. Not the weigh-in. The up in London, the press release. It was. We shook hands. The fight was on 2 days after that. Yeah. So the next day was the weigh-in. I got told the day before at the weigh-in that the fight wasn't going to happen. Went to the Wembley face-off basically, and then my two opponents that I was supposed to be fighting was fighting each other. You know, so then when we sat down and we worked it all out, yeah, that listen, it was 50 of that, 50% them, 50% me, because right, I got my head scans, done everything that I had to do. I just didn't do it through the BKFC. I done it privately. By the time it got through to them, yeah, it ended up any other organisation. It wasn't as strict as what the BKFC is. So I understand 100%. You know they've got a lot to lose, and they can't make exceptions for no fighter. You know, even it doesn't matter who they are. You know, so I understand that 100%. I got promised then after that do not worry, I will be on the next show. Yeah, or if not, we'll sort it out on the next one, you know.
Yeah.
Um, so as I said, I've done a 10-week training camp for that. So I haven't fought for a little bit since 2021. And with a couple of little issues that I've had, legal issues, let's just say, I've been on suspended sentence for the last year. So the last year I've had to be very, very consumed in what I've done.
Yeah.
So now we've led to the end of the year suspended sentence, and now the gates are opening up because I've already had a fight accepted from a person that I know won't pull out. Yeah, I know that if he gives his word, he will stand by it. And I know one thing, that he has upset the Rhino. Yes! And then he's made me angry inside. I apologise about getting emotional about this, but he sent a message via a mutual friend, another BKFC fighter, Jimmy Miller, and an ex-opponent of mine. So this is what I'm saying. But he's a good friend of mine, as I say. I respect him, and it wasn't like he was trying to start anything. But he just didn't want to be put in the middle of it, you know. So therefore, listen. With the previous what's happened on the show, yeah, I've tried making up for it on the last BKFC when Marco Franco, his opponent pulled out. Andy Blackwell messaged me and said to me, would you fight? 1 day's notice. I asked Andy. I said, no problem. I'm your man. Yeah. Got my stuff ready to go up there the day before. And he messaged back, we've got another opponent. Yeah. So I understand that. I was willing to jump in at the last minute to set things right. You know, so now I've got my opponent. Yes. I've not got a time. I've not got a date. He's in Phuket, which I never knew. How embarrassing. Yeah. So, I'm screaming 1 hour and he's in a different country. So by the time Terry gets back from Phuket, I assure you one thing. Yes, that the contract will be signed, the date will be made, yes, and we will be locking horns. And that is 100% fact. Okay, and then obviously after we have that fight, and then I'm back onto the road of success. There's a person out there that's been chirping my name for a little bit, the little fame-hungry or, and I will be sure to be locking horns with him. But I'm going to take one fight at a time. And as I say, it don't matter if I have to fight Terry in a phone box. Once I'm finished with Terry, yeah, there's only one person next in line that's going to be taken out of the equation. Mr. Chris Packett himself. Little funny Chris Packett. So, as I say, that I haven't had the best start, but it's not how you start, it's how you finish. And the best things come to those who wait. Yeah, you've waited for the rhino. Here I am!
So what do you think of Terry's performances so far in the BKFC?
Listen, for coming down to a fighter, he's a good fighter. You know, he's got pedigree. You know, now I thought he was a different person to what he was because we come from the same area. But for the last year of my life, I've had to be very consumed in what I do, you know, so only over legal reasons. And he took public opinion to heart and thought that the rhino has lost it. But no, the rhino didn't lose it. The rhino was containing it for a moment like this. As I say, I'm a professional. Yeah. All I want to do is crack on in life with my professional fight game. Yes. So if Terry Brazier, yes, does not fight, when he comes back, then there'll be another who put in his place. All right. Because I'm not pulling out. I want a contract signed before he comes back. He has to fight. So whether it's professional or in a phone box. Yes.
So is this something you're wanting to pursue now? Take the bare knuckle seriously and continue with a career in the BKFC?
I took the BKFC seriously. I've had MMA fights, K1 fights offered to me, but where I got my word, once I was finished with that and I was going down this path, yeah, that I was going to pursue it. It's been all systems go, and it has not left my head, yeah, to carry on with the BKFC or and take it. Once I have my first BKFC fight, people are going to understand. Because as everyone knows, I'm a gypsy and I've been a spokesperson for the gypsy since 2009. Okay, so I'm repping up the gypsy crew. Yes, I'm the original Snatch. Listen, I live in a trailer in a yard with me dog. Yeah, one day. The next day, I'll be in Wembley Arena fighting in front of everybody and showing them exactly what I do. I go straight back to being the man that I am. Tony the Rhino Giles, gypsy warrior.
What did you think of Terry's reply?
Well, be honest with you, I expected worse than that because obviously he was in a different country. Yeah, I was out on the weekends with, I'd like to mention, Grant Miller, the owner of the Daily Sport. He's been like a sponsor and a good family friend since day one. My mate Fox from Rep That, my little mate Joe, Gilligan and Kane Patterson. Yeah, we was out this weekend together. Like I was trying to let last weekend before I get back to business, you know, and all of a sudden this come. So it was like God works in mysterious ways, you know. All he's done is fueled my fire to take the whole of BKFC by surprise. Yes, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. All I ask for, yeah, is contract. Get him to sign it. I'll be very happy with that. There'll be no excuses from me, and let's crack on with the party.
What weight would you be happy fighting at?
81 be good with me, but I'd fight him at whatever weight he wants. It's not really an issue with that. I know, like as I say, I know scream shouting on her because I take things very emotionally when I know somebody. Yeah, I don't really rise to trolls or people on the internet because they're people that I don't physically know, but I physically know him. I like him, respect him. He's an army fucking he's an army hero, basically. So, and he's Bellator champion. He's done loads in his career. So, but there's one thing that he hasn't done. Yeah, he hasn't fought the Rhino. So, therefore, we will be getting it on very shortly. Very shortly.
Does this fight go the distance with Terry?
What with Terry? Do you know what? I would just go in there and knock him out if I liked him. You know, get over and done with quick. But after what he said about me, I am going to take every little bit that I can give him. Yeah, so the longer in there, the better it is because I'll just chip away at him. And then if I feel like I want to finish it, I will. And that's as simple as that. You know, like anything can happen in a fight, but I've been fighting since the age of 6. Yeah, so one-on-one, I've fought in the MMA world and in the K1 world, like the best that they could put in front of me. You know, and I fought from welterweight to heavyweight for titles. you know, so nobody can say that I'm worried about having a fight, you know, because I'm the first gypsy to turn pro in the cage and go from pro MMA fighter onto pro bare knuckle, you know, on this sort of level. And I'm willing now just to take the next step in history.
Yeah, and what do you think? Because I take you've been watching the BKFC UK. What do you take? What do you think on the level of opposition on what you've seen so far on the UK shows?
Yeah, it's good. It's good. Like, as I say, I fought Jimmy Miller before as a in K1 years ago, you know, at the beginning of my career. So to watch him go in there and have one of the gruesomest 2-round fights in BKFC's history, that was really good. He was even wearing the boots what I gave him, you know. So to be watching people like, as I say, Terry Brazier fighting Danny Chris Packett, whatever his name is, yeah, that was good. But you've got to remember one thing, what people don't understand. Terry has never had a boxing fight in his life, yes? So he may have had a good MMA fighter, very good, like K1 MMA, but he is not a boxer, yeah? I have boxed since the age of 6. Yeah, get me in the ring with any one of them and I'll show you exactly what will happen.
Yeah, where does this beef stem from with you and Danny Christie?
So really and truly, I like Danny because he's turned his life round, yeah, for what I can see of it. Fair play to him. He's doing it. He's taking whatever badness he's had outside of the ring. He's putting it into the ring and channeling it into the right direction. So I understand that 100%. But you can't start disrespecting people that's been round like the high end of an MMA career for the last 10 years, you know? I've done reality TV. I've done on all the main channels. I'm not a celebrity. I never wanted to be a celebrity. Look at me. How am I a celebrity? But I have been on TV more than anyone that Terry or any of them knows. In every national paper more than any one of them knows. Yeah, as well as doing my MMA career. So this is what I'm saying to you. I get upset. I get a little bit personal when they on about clout chasing. Yeah, when they could never dream about being the person that I am. Do you understand? I've been held back for a minute, but pretty soon the gates will be open and everyone will see. The Rhino's taking over the party.
So is that another fight that you potentially would want in the future?
You know what? I feel like that I chucked when I first went in there with what happened at the beginning. I was calling the Mike Perrys out. I was calling whoever else out a bit higher up. I understand that completely. Yeah, right. Let's get the ball growing first. You know, like let's have a few fights. But the last couple of shows, look, I was willing to take a fight on a day's notice against that Franco fella. Yeah, so listen, the truth always comes out in the end. Yeah, so I've never backed down for a fight. I turned up at the BKFC, even though my opponent apparently pulled out. I pulled up at the face-off the day before, and then he's fighting someone else. So it's not like I'm not willing to fight. I'm more than willing, more than ready to attack it, 100%. But I do understand. I do understand that it's a lot of aggravation putting a show on, and you know, like so, Andy Blackwell's got a lot on his plate. I understand he does not need people like me, you know. That's how can I put it? A little bit laid back with the run of things. So my social media, I wasn't doing what I was supposed to. There's certain things that I wasn't doing that I should have. Yeah, so I've understand that now. The only way that you can put things right is by admitting that you've done them wrong, yeah, and make up for it. So I've got my opponent now, yeah. So Mr. Brazier, he's over there training at the moment over at Phuket. I just hope that he signs the contract. Yes, we get the ball rolling and we get this fight on the go as quick as possible.
Yeah, well, hopefully Andy Bakewell and BKFC can put that fight together because I think it'd be a great.
If Andy can't put the fight together, I am 100% sure that there'll be another show that we can be putting it on with. Yeah, I'm not going to sound myself short. As I said to you, yeah, I've done everything I've done for the last 10 or 15 years. Yeah, not to be treated like some beginner, you know. So, and him as well, we're both champions. We should be treated like champions. If we're not treated like champions, we go to an organisation that does treat us like champions, you know. So a little bit of respect. We give respect, respect it back. I'm not worried about the money with this fight. It's personal, yeah. So that doesn't bother me, but a bit of respect does.
Yeah, and I appreciate you coming on tonight, mate. And
thank you very much. And I apologise for last time, you know. It's just that things wasn't set 100% last time. I don't want to get on there scream, shouting, hollering like I have done before and things not happen, you know. At least I know 100%. Terry Brazier has accepted it. Me and him are fighting 100%.
Yeah, good, mate. And is there anything else you want to share with us, mate? Any sponsors, shout outs like that?
Yeah, well, yeah, as I say, grew up from the Daily Sport, what a man, you know. So he's always been there for me from day one. So they've rep that TV. Everybody watch that. So get onto my Instagram, Tony Giles UK. Give me a little follow and keep you up to date. But as I say, I am a professional fighter. I like to keep things in the ring, you know. So yesterday was a little bit uncalled for, but I got my reaction and it is on. So
yeah, sweet, mate. Well, I really appreciate you coming on, mate, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your night.
And also, I'd like to say one thing, yeah. I don't hold no grudges with anyone. I respect all the fighters on there, every single one of them. I don't care what they say about me. I respect every one of them for getting there and do it. Danny, you're a good lad. You're doing well for yourself, all right? But remember, what goes up must come down, all right? So hopefully we can share that ring in the future, son. And let's just get this Terry one out the way and we'll move on to next.
Yeah, definitely, mate. Well, I'll speak soon. I'll stay in touch, yeah?
God bless you.
Good night, mate. Bye. Yes, people. Nice one for staying in touch there and keeping in the comments. Hopefully we can get this fight made between Tony Giles and Terry Brazier. But yeah, comments were going wild there. I didn't want to put half of them up. But yeah, what do you think? Who do you think will win? Tony Giles or Terry Brazier? Put it in the comments, people. Let us know what you think. Big up Tony Meehan in the comments there. Absolute class performance yesterday on his BKB debut. Improved loads. Good fight that, brother. Terry. What's that? Dangerous Darren. Sorry, Lou. What happened, like, Darren? What's happened? Fucking hell, some of these comments, man. Jesus. Big up Ross from the Red Corner podcast. Hope you're okay, brother. Trained hard for that fight as well. He did, Tony Meehan. He has improved loads. If you go back and watch his fights when he first started in the ring today, he was working lovely to the body and all that in the first few rounds. Box beautiful. He was doing very well. Well, appreciate everyone tuning in there. Much appreciated. Christopher Conway, James Hennigan, Dangerous Darren, Neil, Ash H, Ashton Recovery, Luke V, Cal Ched, Stan Smith, the real Danny the Bastard Christie, Not Pocket Bullies, Cherry Hardy, in the Red Corner podcast, Billy 0161, Mark, Dangerous Darren, Fully Game, Dan Smith. Appreciate everyone jumping in. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do that now, people. We're nearly on 10,000 subscribers. I'll be buzzing when I get that target. But stay tuned. We're going to have more podcasts and bare knuckle content coming your way. I hope everybody enjoys the rest of the evening. Good night. God bless.